Hello, welcome everyone to lecture number 29 of Fundamentals of Computing. In this lecture, I'll discuss on the types of internet connection. So, topics that I am going to cover in this lecture are dial-up connection, lease line, ISDN, that is the Integrated Services Digital Network, DSL, digital subscriber line, cable, Wi-Fi and wireless connection, satellite internet access, fiber internet and the cellular networks. In my previous lecture, I discussed about the internet. Internet is nothing but it's a network of networks. And I also focused on the components of the internet and the applications of the internet. Now the next question comes, how to connect to the internet? So that can be done by having the internet connections. There are various types of internet connections. It may be dial-up. From here you can see dial-up means what? A telephone line is required. DSL, satellite. So obviously for that satellite is needed. Cellular, that we also call as a mobile. Cable, fiber optic and many more. So we will discuss about all of them one by one. First one is a dial-up connection. From a diagram, you can see that there is a computer, a phone line, a modem and an internet service provider that is used to access the internet. So this modem is in between your computer and the phone line. And ISP is the internet service provider that provides the internet access to the user. So let's see how it works. It requires a phone line to access the internet. When a user dials a phone number from the computer, then they can connect to the internet, and that connection is made by use of modem. This modem, it may be internal modem or the external modem. What is the role of the modem? Because in telephone line you use analog signals, in computer you use digital signals. So conversion of the digital to analog and analog to the digital signals will be done by the modem. A normal telephone line establishes a connection between your computer and a server. Because of this, it is slower. Slower means what? Its connection speed is maximum up to 56 kbps and it's cheaper and relatively secure from hackers. The telephone line will be tied up while accessing the internet. It means what? Whenever a connection has been made by using a telephone line, at that time you can only access the internet, but you cannot use that telephone line for the communication purpose. Meanwhile, if any phone comes, then the telephone line, then the internet connection drops. So, if a user makes or receives a phone call, the internet connection drops. It is unsuitable for demanding tasks. Why? Because the connection speed is very less. So it cannot be used for streaming, gaming or big downloads. It is barely used these days. In earlies, when we started using the internet, then those days we use a dial-up connection for establishing a connectivity of my computer with, or you can say device, with the internet. So ISP plays a important role for the internet access in dial-up connection, and obviously the telephone line. Next comes the lease line. Lease line is nothing but it's a dedicated line. So here the data will be that you want to transmit will be larger than that was used in dial-up, and speed is also faster as compared to the dial-up connection. So what are the features of the lease line? It's a direct or private connection between two locations is made by renting a dedicated cable from a telecommunication company. So, it enables a user to transfer a large amounts of data. It also ensures a consistent and reliable internet connection, which was not there in the case of dial-up connection. It comes in different capacities. For a single channel lease line, it offers a speed up to 10 Mbps, while a double channel lease line can provide up to 40 Mbps. So, much more than that of your dial-up connection. It is expensive internet connection, and because of that it is generally used for business and official purposes. After that, there comes the ISDN, that is an integrated service digital network. Here you can see that the dedicated devices are required for the establishing of the communication. So, what are the features of this ISDN? We used to call as the ISDN line, lease line, dial-up connection, ISDN line. So, what is this ISDN? It converts a traditional analog telephone lines into a digital signals. It can simultaneously transmit voice, video and data over a single digital line. And because of that, it provides higher quality connections, faster data transfer rates. It can combine different type of communication services into one network, and these lines can be used for devices such as faxes, computers, card readers, etc. And these are costly as compared to the telephone lines because they require a dedicated digital devices. Then the next one is the DSL, that is the digital subscriber line. Here you see a DSL modem which is provided. So, how it works? It provides an internet connection through a telephone line, but with DSL internet, you can use your phone and surf the internet simultaneously, which you can not do in the case of dial-up connection. If you are surfing the internet and a phone call comes, then immediately the internet connection drops in the case of dial-up. So, in the case of DSL, it is not. User connects the computer to the modem via an Ethernet cable. Here the speed is much higher than regular modem, because when you are using a DSL modem, this provides more data transfer rate as compared to the regular modem. It does not necessarily require new wiring. The DSL modem is provided by the company that offers a DSL as a part of installation. The farther the distance between DSL provider and the user, the slower the internet connection. So, that is the limitations, or you can say disadvantage of this DSL. Internet access ranging from 5 to 120 Mbps. Next one is the cable internet. So, cable internet, nowadays you all are familiar with the cable which we are using in the TV. So, same thing is applied over here also in the cable network. These cables are used for the internet connection. So, how it works? It uses the same infrastructure as a cable TV to deliver internet access to your home and buildings. It is provided through same coaxial cables that also carry TV services to your home. The internet speed can be largely affected during a peak usage time, leading to traffic congestion and slower connection in this case. And it offers a faster speed than the DSL and is widely used, or you can say available in urban and suburban areas. Because of the speed, it is suitable for streaming, online gaming and other bandwidth intensive activities. Next type of connection is the Wi-Fi and wireless connection. We all are familiar to this. You have a laptop, you have a mobile phone, and you all are aware of hotspot. So that comes in this wireless also and the cellular also. So what we will discuss in Wi-Fi and wireless connection. Wireless means what? It won't use wires. Without using of physical cables, you can establish a connection between the devices. So how it can be done? Here the Wi-Fi means what? Wireless fidelity. What it does? It allows devices to connect to the internet without using a physical cable. That's why it is called as a wireless connection. Then how it establishes the connection? Obviously, here it uses a radio waves to establish wireless connection, which allow users or the devices to connect with each other. Means by using a radio waves, the users can connect to the different devices, that is your smartphone, laptop, or desktop or personal computers, to access the internet or communicate with each other. And obviously that should come within a range of Wi-Fi. It allows users to move around with the network coverage area while remaining connected. It means what? It provides the mobility, which is not there with the connection that uses the cable, or you can say physical cables. Many wireless networks, especially Wi-Fi networks, are based on IEEE 802.11 standards, that they have to follow it. And these are nothing but the protocols, that is a set of rules for wireless communication. After the wireless communication, I'll discuss about the satellite internet access. Here you see what this is the VSAT, very small aperture terminal, which is used for establishing the connection. This is establish the sender and the receiver end, and the data has been sent to the satellite from the sender, and then the satellite will send it to the receiver end. So what we do in the satellite internet access? It uses communication satellites in orbit around the earth to provide internet services to homes, businesses and remote areas. It can provide internet access in remote areas where traditional land-based infrastructure is not possible, in mountains basically you can say. It's weather dependent, that's a limitation of it, and because of that the signals can weaken or drop during rain, snow, clouds or wind. It can be used in moving vehicles, so it means what? It provides some mobility, such as ships or planes, and at temporary locations also. So that was about the satellite internet access. Next, I'll discuss about the fiber internet. So this cable, you are familiar with the fiber optic that I have discussed in my previous lectures. What is the fiber internet? It uses optical fibers, which are composed of many tiny strands of glass or plastic, to transmit a data at high speeds. It can provide a high bandwidth for large data capacity. It's a fast, provides a symmetrical downloads and uploads speeds. Therefore, these are used for gaming online or running a multiple devices at the same time. It cannot be affected by external interference. That is, it is suitable for severe environments also. But in the case of a satellite, we have seen that weather is going to affect the connection, which is not with the fiber internet. So that makes it more reliable. It has a lower maintenance cost and high security. It has a complex infrastructure and high installation cost. So because of that, it's not available in rural areas. Next, we will talk about cellular networks. Cellular networks, from here you see that the mobile phones are there and antennas are there. So nowadays the mobile phones that we are using, that uses a cellular networks for communication, or you can say establishing an internet connection. What is the cellular network? It is also known as a mobile network. It is a radio network designed to support cell phones. It consists of a cells that acts as a separate base stations and cover a particular geographic area. So from this diagram, it's what the base stations are there through which you can establish a connection. Yes, it provides some mobility and flexibility because physical cables are not used for the connection purpose. It provides a hotspot feature. What is that? It allows creating a mobile hotspot to connect other devices like laptops or tablets. So whenever we want to connect with the internet and you are having a mobile phone, then by having a hotspot features, you can have an internet connection in your laptop. The speed of 3G and 4G is up to 100 Mbps, and for 5G it is up to 10 Gbps. So you can see that the speed is increased so much in the case of 5G. So it means what, the data rate will be high in the case of a 5G. It is generally slower than Wi-Fi or wired broadband, especially in lower generation network, that is the 3G or the 4G. So we are having a different type of these internet connections. How we will decide which one is to be used? So depending upon their advantages and disadvantages and the speed range, that will help us to decide what type of connection we can have for internet connectivity. The DSL is a connection type. There the speed range is 5 to 120 Mbps. Reliability of this connection is a moderate. Advantage is what? It is widely available and affordable because of the cost, and disadvantage is what? It has a slower speed as compared to near option. Cable, which is another connection type, its speed ranges from 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps. Reliability of this network is high. Advantage is what? It provides a high speed and widely available, but it has a disadvantage, that is speed can be largely affected during peak usage time because of sharing of bandwidth. Another one is a fiber, because the speed ranges from 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps. Reliability is very high. Its advantages is extremely fast, high bandwidth for large data capacity, but it has a limitation that high installation cost is there. In the case of ISDN, that is another type of connection type. Its speed ranges from 64 to 128 kbps. Reliability is moderate. Advantages, it's reliable digital transmission, but with the limitations that lines are costly than typical telephone lines and require dedicated digital devices. So therefore, it is mostly used in the organizations and the offices and very less in the homes. Dial-up, its speed ranges up to 56 kbps, which is very low. Its reliability is also low, and the advantage is what? It is accessible by telephone lines, so it's cheap, inexpensive you can say, but it has a limitation that it is extremely slow and it's outdated technology. It is barely used these days. Next one is the connection type is a satellite. As the speed ranges from 25 to 100 Mbps. Reliability is moderate. Its advantage is what? It provides the internet access in remote areas where traditional land-based structure is not available, and it can be used in moving vehicles also, that is, this provides some mobility and flexibility, but it has a disadvantage, that is it's weather dependent. So, because of that, the signal can weaken or drop during rain, snow, clouds or wind. Another type of connection type is a cellular 4G or 5G. Its a speed range from 10 Mbps to 1 Gbps. Its reliability that varies. So, we cannot say that it's low, high or moderate, that varies. Advantage is what? It provides a mobility, it has a widespread coverage, provides a flexibility, but security wise you cannot say it's very much secure. It is higher in cost and there is a potential interference. So, this was all about the different type of connection type. In this lecture, we have discussed the different internet connection types along with their reliability, advantages and disadvantages, speed range also. So, that will help us in deciding what type of connectivity, what type of connection type we can afford for internet access. So, that's all about this lecture. Thank you.